A very good day to all of you from Amit Kumar Mehta. This is part 5 of the video series on Spoken English Fluency 2.0 course. And today we'll be discussing a very important topic, which is knowing the enemy. We had discussed in an earlier video, the link of which I'll be providing in the description, that if you have to win over a particular enemy, if you have to win over any particular language, you have to know the ins and outs of it. You have to understand the tips, tricks and strategies, and you have to know what is limiting your particular growth. And if you know your enemy, and if you know what are the specific skill sets that you have, then you will win each and every battle that you have with this particular enemy. The enemy over here is English language, and in this particular video we'll try to find out what are the reasons why your English will always remain poor. If you are born and brought up in India, then there are various problems associated specifically with India which will keep your English poor for a very long time. Now we'll quickly move on to the particular problems that I'm talking about. You know that if you are a pro in this Queen's language, opportunities will trace you like never before. Success will keep on calling you. If you know English, your personality will automatically be magnetic and people will get attracted to you. Society will give you greater respect and you will be a darling of your employer. Your friends will love you, your relatives will love you. They will have a greater respect for you. They will feel that you sound educated, that you belong to an elite class. People will give you a greater amount of respect because of your English skills if you are a pro in this Queen's language. And even last but not the least, even the opposite sex will love your company. They will like to interact with you, they like to talk to you and maybe do friendship with you. So these are all the benefits. You already know that English comes with a lot of advantages, and especially in India. So we'll try to find out what are the problems. Why is your English limited in this particular video? Where do you belong? Either of these 5 to 6 categories will be belonging. You can speak, but your fluency is not there. You are getting confused over grammar rules, and that therefore your English is getting delayed. Your vocabulary you feel is not up to the mark. You can understand most of the content, but maybe you cannot speak English. You can read and write broken English, but you cannot speak. You can read, you can write, but you cannot speak. Your writing skill is dull, and maybe it is full of spelling mistakes. So these are various categories in which your problem actually lies. But you can comfort yourself for a time being, because this is not just your problem. It's $1 billion problem. It's a billion people problem, to be precise. More than 90% of Indians cannot speak English, and so even you are one among them. So you can relax for a little bit that many people around you, many people whom you are interacting with, are themselves not very good at English. So that can be a comforting factor, but that is not enough. You have to find out ways and means to solve this particular crisis that you are in. So what are the various ways, or what are the problems? First of all, we'll be discussing that. Who is to blame for all these problems? Now, if you have seen Three Idiots, you would have seen that as soon as a child is born in India, he's either labeled a doctor or an engineer. And Kota is one of the Mecca and Medina of every particular coaching that happens in India. Students in lakhs go to this particular place to either become an engineer or a doctor. That is the focus. I was reading it on Amazon, and this is a quotation on one of the cups that they sell, t-shirts that they sell on Amazon. English is important, but math is importanter. Though the importanter word is wrong in itself, but this is what Amazon has to say. It's a funny way of telling what Indians feel about English and what Indians have a respect for maths. They have greater respect for math compared to English. Indians per se. Now, why this problem? Indian parents see engineering as the surest way to climb the socio-economic ladder. They feel that if their child learns engineering, he will become rich, he will become successful, he will have a status in life. If engineering was a religion, it would be the 5th most populous religion in India. We have 4 religions: Hinduism, Christianity, Sikhism and Buddhism. And the 5th religion, if in India would have been there, then it would definitely have been engineering, because so many people are becoming engineers on a yearly basis. More than 5 lakh people are being manufactured from Indian universities into engineers. That is the status of engineering in India. They have so much respect, and coaching for these IITs and these medical exams start as early as class 5. So you can imagine the focus is entirely on building the math skills, the physics skills, the chemistry skills, the biology skills. English in that case is obviously relegated to the bottom. Nobody is focusing on English, and there is where the problem lies. While interacting with some of the teachers that I was doing some time back, they told me that many of the students clear the best of best technical exams, but when it comes to communication, when it comes to English, they fail in simple tests like synonyms and antonyms. That is the problem when you have lowest regard for English language. Now, what keeps the student busy? You would accept that life of an Indian student is riddled with exams. You have this exam and that exam and 4 times exams in a year and 5 times exam in a year, monthly tests, weekly tests. They are full of tests and tests together. They have assignments to do, they have theory lessons to mug up, they have practicals, they have minors, they have majors, they have projects, they have thesis, they have viva, they have lab work, internships. So there is so much work that they have to do, and in that particular work, what they miss is they are chasing a different goal altogether. They are chasing a different goal, and when they reach the particular interview destination, then the questions that is asked to them is, do they know English? Are they well versed in English communication skills? Can they speak effectively? Can they convince their juniors? Can they convince their bosses? Can they convince the interview board? And the result of ignoring English is evident at that particular time. Now, these are some of the figures which I keep on quoting again and again, but nonetheless, I'll repeat it once more to the point of your boredom, that 93% of our MBAs are unemployable because of communication skills in majorly. 80% of the engineers cannot land a dream job, and most of the companies say it is because of their communication skills, it is because of their attitude, it is because of the ability not to express themselves in a proper way. They have the content knowledge, they have the technical knowledge, they have the domain knowledge, but they do not have English or the communication skills to convey these information to the interviewers, and that creates a very big problem. 50% of our Indian graduates are unemployable, and according to Indian government data, as of September 2018, India has 31 million jobless people. 31 million jobless, more than 3 crores, and after this corona crisis, more than 30 crore will become out of job. So when corona crisis ends, most of the employers will be looking for people who are good at most of the skills, and this is the right time for you to build your English skills in the best possible way. Keep on subscribing to our channel, keep on watching the playlist that we keep on offering you, and in this 21 days that we're talking about, learn everything that you need to master fluency, master spoken English, and add to your arsenal of skills, so that your employer loves you, your society loves you, your friends and relatives love you for the skill that you have acquired recently. Now, we'll move on quickly to the problem that India faces, the unique problems that India faces in the classrooms with respect to English, and why, and what are the various other reasons apart from the other reasons we have mentioned earlier. What are the other reasons what keep India's English poor? Now, this is what Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi had to talk about India. India is not Calcutta and Bombay. India lives in her 700,000 villages. There are more than 7 lakh villages in India. 70% of India still lives in its villages. Out of the 6,49,481 villages, 13,500 do not have a school. So you can imagine the plight of all the students who belong to these particular villages. Their English will always remain poor. Government schools, if you look at it, account for more than 70% of the total number of schools in India. In present times, only 30% is with the private sector. 70% of the schools are with the government. And in government schools, you will not find the infrastructure, you will not find the good quality teachers who can improve the English skills of Indian students. And that is a very, very big challenge for India. Now, another challenge, if you look at it, India specific challenge, that language and culture in India changes every 10 kilometers. Every 10 kilometers you'll find a different language, people will have a different culture, and there will be a total bias for their mother tongue. With so many languages that India speaks, people do not give a priority to English without realizing that English is their passport to success. When they grow up, when they go to a particular company for a job, it is then they face the harsh reality that English, had they known from earlier times, had they learned at the school level, they would have had a better opportunity at getting a job. So that is a very big problem with India. Now, lack of motivation and encouragement also creates a very big problem, which is India specific. You have traditional boring book textbooks which contains vast amount of grammar exercises. You are asked to do a lot of memorizing of vocabulary words which have no sense, which have no use in your life, and so it becomes a very dreaded, dull and boring affair for any student to keep on mugging up the words, to keep on memorizing English language rules which are not actually getting used anywhere. It makes the classes very boring, and that is why students get demotivated and lack encouragement to learn. India specific problems continued. One of the biggest problems is the introverted and hesitant students. Most of the students belong to a very poor social class from where they come. They are full of inferiority complex. They are full of complexes that they are not good, their families are not good, they are not in a well-to-do condition, and when they go to schools, then their participation in the classrooms also do not happen because of their social economic status. And because of this low participation in the classes, they are not able to improve their skills. Now, the other one is practice of translation grammar approach. Most of the teachers that teach in schools and colleges currently have been taught through the old school ways. Most of the teachers have been told that translation method, vocabulary method, grammar method of learning English is the best way of learning learning English, and that is not true. Modern research into English language acquisition, language learning has found out that these are false and these are not 100% true assumptions that people have made about language acquisition in the fastest possible time. So this particular old school method of teaching also creates a very big problem, so that your English will never improve in India. You have the faulty education policy also. The present system promotes learning for exams and not for life. So you will find out teachers who are having all the degrees, students who have all the degrees, you call them, they are BComs, they are MComs, they are PhDs, but yet their English suffers, their communication suffers, their knowledge suffers. Why? Because over here in India, quality is not given importance as much as quantity. If you write long answers, if you can bluff the answers, you will get greater marks compared to when you write quality answers. Because India, they focus over here only on quantity and not quality. In the education system, there is some fault in the education system, which if somebody from the education system is watching this particular video, can do something about it. If you focus on quality, maybe the results will improve in a much better way. Now, India has 315 million students as per last census. 31 crore students are there as per the last census which was done. Now, because of this particular problem, most of the classes are overcrowded. You have 70 particular students in one class, 100 students, 150 students, and because of this, the student-teacher ratio is totally skewed, and the teachers are not able to give individual attention to students. When teachers are not able to give individual attention to students, you can understand the problem. The English or whatever language skills or whatever other skills that the students have gone to acquire there will not be solved in the proper way. Now, most of the books and syllabus that we are talking about with respect to English, with respect to other subjects, are outdated. Teachers and the course creators do not understand that today's generation have a very big problem with respect to attention. They cannot focus on a particular topic for a very, very long time. The course creators, the syllabus makers do not understand that they are competing with the internet generation. They are competing with the internet. They are competing with the tribe like YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram. They are competing with TikTok. And if their content is not interesting, the students will not be engaged. The students will not like to learn. So you have to make the learning fun, and that is not happening with Indian education. And that is why English will remain poor for Indians. Now, most of the times you will find out that there is lack of oral examinations. 90% of the examinations that are conducted in India are written in nature. There is no focus on presentations, group discussions, mock interviews. Most of the times, if you visit a particular class, you will find out that the teacher is doing all the talking. The teacher is doing 90% of the talking, and that too in the mother tongue, so that most of the students understand. And because of this, most of the students do not get enough exposure of speaking in English, and they keep on just listening, and that too bad English, or maybe no English at all, and that is what creates the or complicates the problem further. Now the complex of speaking English is also there. The teachers have been told, even in English private medium schools, you will find out that the teachers do not speak in English. The students are supposed to talk in English, but this, even though those students do not talk in English, neither do the teachers. So where is the English going to improve? If you're not practicing, if you're not improving your skills, how is English going to improve? Now, this is a particular study that was done by Pierre Borzowski. In his TED Talk, he reveals that a simple Google search, when you type school, makes me depressed, school makes me tired, school makes me cry, school makes me anxious. This is what the students feel, because in the school they are always in the correction mode. The people give you, when they correct your papers, they give you red colored indicators that you are not good in this particular subject, you are not good in this particular paper, and you need to try harder. So that particular red color creates a fear inside your mind that you are not good, you are a good for nothing fellow, and that is the reason why schools make students depressed, they make them tired, they make them cry, they make them anxious. If this is the feeling that students carry towards school, nobody would want to go to the school, nobody would like to be lectured in the lessons, nobody would like to learn. And that is the problem that Indians also face when it comes to school. Now, this is a very important concept. This is an ancient Egyptian proverb. It states that 1/3 of what you eat keeps you alive, and 3/4 of what you eat keeps the doctors alive. I have been talking throughout in all my videos that the teachers, the mentors, the guides who were supposed to tell you what is the right way, what is the right approach of teaching English, have not been doing so. And this is the reason why your English suffers. Do you know why they keep on telling you? The old school practice of memorizing words, learning grammar, vocabulary, and translation based approach, because that is what keeps their profession alive. You become a patient for life. You keep on subscribing to their classes, you keep on going to their classes for 6 months, 10 months, 1 year. Your English does not improve. Then you go to another doctor of English. He again tries to put on you on a similar kind of a medication, come to our classes, but the English does not improve. So what is it doing? It is keeping them alive. It is keeping their profession alive. Nobody is telling you the truth. And I am here to tell you the truth that these are not the right methods of learning. So what are the right methods of learning? We have discussed about the various problems, India specific problems, and specific problems related to students in India. So what is the solution? The solution is basically that we want to offer with this Spoken English Fluency course 2.0 is basically, first thing first, killing all those unwanted fears. Your fear is unfounded. These are unwanted fears, and that is delaying your English fluency and spoken English. If you can just kill those fears, your English will suddenly zoom up. Then we have to convert this language acquisition into a fun thing. We cannot be making boring lessons. We cannot be asking students to do English exercises and they will keep on enjoying it. That is not going to happen. Then we have to develop all the faculties of reading, speaking, listening and writing. Presently what is happening is just listening is happening. The teacher is speaking and the students are listening. They are not reading, speaking and writing. Speaking has to improve. Speaking number of opportunities have to improve, and the ways in which they speak have to improve and increase. And if that is not happening, your speaking obviously will get affected. Your overall English will get affected. You have to understand what works and what does not work, what is scientifically proved, what are the various researches that have been done on this English language acquisition, that you have to adopt. You cannot be following 100-year-old, century-old rules and regulations. Then we have to bust all the myths that if you go to a particular English locations, only then your English will improve, or things like that. You have to understand, you have to know the facts, you have to know the tips and tricks. You have to find out the best solutions from the world. There are so much research, there's so many good speakers, good language learners, good teachers and mentors who can guide you with the right particular amount of effort that you should be putting. You need not put 80% efforts, you can just put 20% efforts and you can get 80% of the results. We have talked that in an earlier video also, but over here also I'm repeating the same thing. You can use cross-functional knowledge, inter-industry knowledge, so that these particular skills can be learned in a very, very fast time. You have to understand how your brain works and what are the brain friendly ways of learning, so that you can learn things in a faster way, in a much faster way. So these are some of the solutions which I propose in the Spoken English Fluency course. I just want you to subscribe to the channel and keep on listening to these particular videos. This will totally change your idea about English, and in that particular process will also improve your spoken English and fluency. Now these all ideas are being borrowed from this particular book that I had compiled, and it is available on Amazon Kindle Prime. You can read on this particular book on Amazon Kindle Prime for free. See, understand it. Explaining a particular concept through a video and writing a book on this particular topic, these are two different things. When you read a particular book, you get a much better understanding. Anyways, if you are not able to buy this book, I am completing all these lessons through the video lessons that I am doing. Stay subscribed and connected with us, and we'll be teaching you everything that is contained in the book, so that you can learn English, you can master English in a very, very short span of just 21 days. And if you have not liked this particular video, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe to our channel, like this video, give your feedback. Your feedback is very, very important. I'll be producing more such videos, and if you want to cover a specific topic, please do comment in this comment section, and then we'll be coming back to you on that particular topic. If you have not subscribed, please do subscribe, and if you have not shared this video, if you feel that there is some content valuable to you, it can be valuable for somebody whom you know, a friend, colleague, relative, please do share these videos so that their English can also improve just like yours. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you.